Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Heroes of Bastion. Hope you're having a lovely day. We're going to pick up with our heroes as they are heading dress shopping. So, Lilac, are you taking them to a specific dress shop, or are you all going to the same dress shop you went to before? Where are y'all headed?
Oh, listen, we've spent too long away from the bougie. She's taking them down the bougie streets.
Oh, no.
All right. So there is a place that you would go to quite frequently for your dresses, and it is called Serenity Style. And it is probably the most expensive dress shop in town. It's got a beautiful display of dresses in its front store windows. The window itself is framed with an intricate wrought iron, and the glass is tinted with like a soft purple hue. The door to the shop is made of this like dark cherry wood, polished to a very high shine with brass fittings on it. As you enter it, the space, the interior is spacious and airy with very high ceilings and a large chandelier. I had this written down before we talked about chandeliers last time. That casts a very warm glow over the room. The walls are painted a light pink, and the shelves all have neatly folded fabric and colorful spools of thread. There's tons of mannequins that have different dresses on them, each one unique in their own way. And you see the shopkeeper. She's a very friendly faced, like a very, very short, like older woman with glasses on the bridge of her nose, and she's wearing a black dress. And she greets you and she goes, "Hello, what can I do for you today, Lilac?"
Oh, do I know her name?
You would know.
If you don't know, Alia would know. Let's be real.
Her name's Alia.
No,
Alia. Alligator comes to the door.
Her name is Grace. You would know her name is Grace.
Okay. Hi, Grace. I was wondering if we could get fitted, the 5 of us, for our prom coming up. The theme is Barovian Gala.
You'll come to me 3 days before the prom, and you task me with creating 5 beautiful outfits in the style of old Barovia.
That's hardly a challenge for you, right?
Wonderful. And she like throws up her hands, and she begins to.
Her.
I love her.
She's amazing.
She goes, "Okay, Lilac, we are going to start with you." And she pulls you, Lilac, and she pulls out the tape measure and begins to kind of measure everything like that. Like, you have gotten much stronger in the last few weeks.
Thank you.
As she like begins to measure you, what type of dress would Lilac want?
I think for something like Barovian-esque, I'm thinking like those pigeon-breasted corsets sort of vibe with like the bodice and those big like kind of lantern sleeves that come down and then cinch in at the wrists, and just this rather kind of extravagant kind of skirt that kind of comes out at the hips and then down. I think she would have it done in a probably to somewhat match Bluebird's tones. She would get it done in a kind of royal blue.
Okay. And so she kind of finishes a mock-up and like this kind of enchanted, essentially like almost like hologram of the dress appears, and she kind of slides it onto you and she goes, "Perfect." And then as she pulls it away from you, you see the dress now becomes physical. As she pulls the dress away from you, and she folds it up nicely and places it into a box, and she goes, "Here you are."
Thank you, Grace.
Next.
Nithira.
Come here. And she grabs Nithira by the hand, pulls you, and like again like begins to like measure you and everything like that, and like runs the tape measure and stuff like that. She pulls out a ruler, kind of like starts measuring your freckles for a moment. Interesting. And she begins to dress you as well. What do you want Nithira's prom dress to look like?
You know, I had the most beautiful idea. And then you said Barovian. So everything just went out the window. I'm thinking a lot more because Nethira wanted pants and pants didn't fly. So not like a full body dress, but one that's kind of like cinched up at the front. Like she wants to be able to feel like she's wearing a dress, but also has the freedom to like move her legs around because she had originally wanted pants. So I'm thinking much more of like a deep, deep purple. Like, you know that purple that almost looks like if you aren't looking at it well enough, you can't even tell if it's blood or if it's purple. It's a red or purple in between.
The kind of almost rusty red purple.
And it's almost like when she moves with it, because she would have pockets, and it's almost tattered at the ends, that when she moves, that's when it kind of glints in the light and you just can't see which color it is. It would be brought up a little bit, like cinched up in the front. She would probably want to wear like black, big, long boots with it, and then come up to the top where it's like one shoulder cuts down. Doesn't have like a shoulder. It's like a sheer or fabric shoulder itself, but on the other side where the dress cuts down, slanting down from the top of one shoulder to the top of the other armpit, there's like this very translucent mesh, this black translucent mesh that almost drapes over across that part of her and comes down to her shoulder. I'm thinking something more like that.
Yeah. And she goes, "Darling, you're a star. This is beautiful." As she like puts the holographic dress on you to make sure everything is the correct dimensions. And then she pulls and the dress comes away. And she goes, "Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous."
And she
You can come back anytime.
Thanks. She runs up to Rally, grabs his arm and shakes it. It has pockets.
That's the best part of clothes.
You need to make sure yours have pockets too.
I really hope that it has pockets, yeah.
Yeah, okay. You should go. And she's gonna push him forward.
Ah! And she like whips the tape measure and begins to measure you and begins
Did I have to bring my own pockets from home, or do you have them on hand?
Shut up! And she like moves your legs. She like gets you all set up. And Rally, tell me about the suit that you would like for prom.
Oh boy, I'm gonna wear this thing that I grabbed from my closet, but kind of similar to this. Fuck, hold on. I bought this on Amazon, but yeah, just like something with a lot of flair, I guess. High collar, nice billowy shirt. I think he's gonna go for like some Strahd vibes in the sense that he'll have like something sort of sitting on his shoulders, like a cape almost, or like a cloak, and that has like a sort of like fur line. He's gonna make sure everything has pockets, like just some deep pockets. All of this other I can't see anything else. Nothing else is opening on my computer, but it'll definitely match like Nethira's colors. It'll. I think there's probably it's probably like that purplish color with like accents of black or red. I don't know. I didn't think I'd have to think about this too hard, but it's pretty much just it's this cosplay, but slightly better quality.
Got it.
And
so
purpler.
She begins to like kind of arrange all of this and create all of these things, and she goes, "Quite handsome. It's giving me Strahd plus pirate captain."
Those are my favorite things.
Good. And she pulls the holographic suit and puts it in a box for you, and she goes, "Here you are."
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next.
Hi, Grace. How are you doing? How's your mom?
Alia, she's not dead yet. God damn it.
That's good. Or is that bad? I'm sorry. I know you guys were.
It's great.
Okay, good. Awesome. Okay.
She like winds the tape measure around you. Tell me about Alia's dream prom dress.
Ooh, if we're doing for Barovian, I would say Alia has this off the shoulder, like the Edwardian sleeves that go halfway off the shoulder with these like belled big sleeves, and then tighter down her forearm, and it almost covers her hands completely with a long kind of billowy skirt. And it's all black, but it's this extremely structured fabric that's layered and layered and layered, so that even though it's like relatively translucent, it looks opaque towards like the middle. And it almost looks like there's movement constantly around her, even though it's like all very simple black, and then it'll top off with a emerald necklace. Emeralds and diamond necklace, because a little bit of bougie.
A little bit of bougie. And she creates this dress and goes, accessory. And she like, then the necklace kind of appears around your neck. Ah, perfect. And pulls it back and puts everything nicely in a box. And she goes, what about your date?
Oh,
Would you like me to make something for him as well?
yeah, I'll show her like the the promposal pictures and just be like, yeah, it's really cute, right? We've known each other for a while. This is what we look like at homecoming, and this is what he looks like in his football uniform. And
she grabs the crystal and just kind of like looks at it too closely, like adjusts her glasses. Yes. Mm-hmm. And you see her kind of go like this, and you see some like kind of sparkles come from her hands into the phone. And we see an image of Jackson on the football field be like, for a moment. As she goes, understood. And you see she creates, what does Jackson's suit look like?
I'll say Jackson's suit looks very, from 1995's Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella, the prince's like suit
Yes.
during the ball. Very much so that, where it's beautiful like embroidery and like these deep jewel tones.
Okay.
Definitely that matches Alia.
And she creates it. She goes, make sure to have him try it on.
Okay, will do.
And Bluebird's kind of hiding behind Lilac. He's just kind of like,
No. Out, come on.
Come here. And she like pulls him. What kind of suit do you want Bluebird to wear?
I think the kind of suit that she'd want him to wear is she knows that he would hate like the high collared sort of like things that are a bit too stuffy. So probably a blazer that's very adorned on the shoulders and such, that he could roll up to the elbows and such, that cuts down with a shirt underneath, but the blazer kind of edges out and is like very long, like into a kind of almost tailcoat sort of vibe. That's also adorned at the bottom with very simple trousers. So it's basically the blazer itself that's the most ornate thing, but it's not stifling.
And he's kind of like super uncomfortable as she's like, making the suit. And she goes, And she like waves her hands, and the dress shirt you see like unbuttons like 2 buttons at the top. She goes, perfect, and pulls it back and makes it into the puts it into the box. And she goes, all right, shall I put it on your tab, Lilac?
Yes, please.
Of course. And you hear like this, like her like tip tapping like furiously at her cash register. Lots of money has been spent this day. And she goes, do you require anything else?
No, I think that's everything for now. Thank you.
Get out.
Oh,
What?
actually, sorry. I know you just wanted us to leave immediately. Question: how easy is it for us to have some of these clothes sort of adjusted and maybe removed during the dance? Maybe if we wanted something a bit lighter.
And she kind of like looks like almost taken aback. And she goes, I figured your parents would have this discussion with you, but if I must. And you see she goes behind
Rally is
the desk,
traumatized.
and she pulls out like a book and like comes forward
Please God, no.
and she goes,
The pamphlet all over again.
well, when you see, why are you all looking at me like that? This is what you asked for, yes?
What are we asking for?
Well, it's prom, and you just asked me what's the best way to remove your
No,
clothing
I-
during prom.
No, I didn't mean. I'm so sorry. That's so inappropriate. I'm so
Can
sorry.
we go home?
For freedom of dancing, like, because skirts.
Alia does rock climbing.
I mean, that's not for prom, but
Well, you should be able to move in them just fine. I made them in fabric that breathes. You should not be restricted. You should be able to dance as long as you're not dancing like hooligans.
What if we wanted to dance like hooligans?
exactly.
Then you shall not do it in my clothes.
Sorry, Grace.
I just wanted
You know what, Grace? We're gonna do the first thing you suggested. Okay, goodbye.
She just stares at you all.
We can never come back here. We can never come back here.
Lila's face is like fucking bright red. Her ears are like tipped pink. She's like, I have never been more humiliated in my life, and I can't even blame anyone other than myself.
Oh my goodness.
Really
I
is the
still
end
don't know
times.
what's going on.
Oh, you.
It's not important.
Never mind. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
It's gonna be okay. Everything's
God,
gonna
imagine
be
if the world
okay.
ends. That'll be the last interaction you ever had with her.
Oh, please. Rally, I can never show my face here again. I don't think you understand.
Welcome to the club. We should. I guess that's all the prom planning. I guess we should plan for Operation Thunder Strike Bird Dragon.
You know, I kind of like the first part and not the
Operation
second.
Thunder Strike.
I kind of like it.
Do they have a Moonbucks here?
A what?
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 A Moonbucks. Like where I can get coffee and tea.
Oh,
yes. There is a
my
Moonbucks.
God.
Yes, there's a Moonbucks.
Yeah, we could totally go.
Yeah, let's go to Moonbucks.
What's your usual order, Nathira?
Yeah, go on.
I get chamomile tea.
Hmm?
The flowers are really good.
Shmamale.
Chamomile tea.
Chamomile tea.
Just changing everything.
Are you
Actually
going to a
getting it in a
Moonbucks?
venti cup?
We're going to a Moonbucks.
All right. Okay, so you go into Moonbucks, and it is a coffee shop. And there is a moon with a deer in between the middle of it. It's Moonbucks. As the logo. And you see there's people working in there. There's a guy that he's pretending to be writing, but looking to see if people are watching him write, and if he sees them notice, he goes back to
I'll
writing.
humor him. I want to see what he's writing.
You go so you
Oh.
go over to this guy,
Yeah, just kind of like
Oh
over
my
his shoulder.
god.
I
So-
also want to know.
and he goes, "Excuse you, can I help you?" And you see he's this maybe late 30s, early 40s guy. He's got
He's got a turtleneck
A
on.
black turtleneck.
He doesn't have a turtle. Listen, motherfuckers. I hold your fate in my hands. All right. He's got one of those corduroy jackets on with the patches on the elbows. Like a really,
English professor.
Sad.
yeah,
Professor
very
vibes.
English professor
Yes.
vibes.
Mhm.
Calm down, Cam.
He's got he's got the
Gosh.
pony. He's got the ponytail.
Listen,
He has a
Um,
ponytail.
He has a ponytail. Yeah.
Oh,
Chris-
my
Plucked
And he
it.
goes, "Can
Yep,
can I help you with something?"
I was just curious about what you're writing.
I'm not sure if you would get it. And you see he scrolls up, so it looks like there's more writing on the crystal computer, but clearly he's only written a page. And he goes, I don't know if you would be interested even.
Well, how would I know unless you explain it?
Well, I'm writing the true story of the Six you know?
Of the 6.
Yeah, the true, the true story. Not everybody like knows about like what they were really like. Everybody just like knows them as like these, heroes. But I'm writing like the truth.
Oh my god,
Get
you like
hard-hitting
a superhero.
journalism. Some say that journalists are the real heroes.
Yeah, we the written word, is
Pen is mightier than the sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
By all means, please tell us, what was our dad like?
No, he's not part of the 6. I'm talking about the 6.
So you haven't done
Oh,
that
there's
much
a part of this
extensive research?
I'm talking about the 6. The heroes that stopped the drowned king.
Yeah, but I think
Do
you
tell,
would have
what
done
is-
some like extra research.
I'm writing about the 6. I'm not writing about that like blowhard Nova.
Excuse me.
I'm
You mean their
sorry,
dad?
What?
I gotta
What
go.
did you
And he like he closes the crystal like box and like hustles out of.
Can I trip him with my powers?
Yeah, he trips and
Gotta
falls.
be careful with these things.
And
Jesus.
he falls down and like the crystal like thing cracks underneath him and he's like it's just like high school and just like runs out of the
We just
Moonbucks.
bully this 40-year-old man.
He did.
This
He
40-year-old
did.
man
was
just
genuinely
tried to
curious.
talking crap to 14-year-olds.
But
He
this
deserves
40-year-old
this,
man
yeah.
also like is not yet in a union. Like,
You forgot your chamomile latte.
oh my god.
He doesn't come back.
I feel like we
You've
should
bullied.
maybe
You've
throw this
bullied
away.
a fully grown adult.
I
Perhaps
guess
created another villain.
Might put this to the side
Eh.
then. I'm
Job
just gonna,
rally.
just gonna put this in the trash.
What type of villain can a Starbucks worker really be? And I'm speaking as
He,
someone
he wasn't a
who
Starbucks
He
worker.
wasn't a worker.
as a
he was
Moonbucks worker.
He wasn't.
A
No, he was
Moonbucks-
just.
No,
He was a
he's
guy. He was a
Moonbucks
guy like
enjoyer.
those people who go to Starbucks to
Yeah.
pretend to write.
Oh, I
He
thought he
deserved
was
this.
just a worker.
No,
no,
It's like,
no,
I
you
would
haven't even
never.
gotten to the counter yet.
made it
Yeah.
all the more pretentious.
I just so wanted to bully this man. Anyway, we can move on now.
So you get to the counter, and there is a friendly-looking gentleman behind the counter. He's got rosy cheeks, warm smile, curly brown hair. He's got bright green eyes. He's got very crisp, tight, like t-shirt with like Moonbucks on it and a black apron. And he goes, "Hello, how can I help you today?"
Can I
Oh, he's cute.
can I pierce
we
the
know him?
mask?
Yeah, sure.
He pierced the mask. You see his inner sadness.
Oh, did you?
Man doesn't work with us.
Plus mundane.
Can I imagine you roll really high and deep down he is really
Um,
dispositive.
No, that's an 8.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Is he mad? Like, does he seem sad?
He seems like he is keeping it together.
Oh, yeah, it was a
Okay.
yes.
Hi.
Hello.
I have a compliment and a sad thing. Which one do you want first?
Compliment, because if you say the sad thing, I might quit.
What is happening?
Compliment is you have really nice eyes. They match.
Thanks.
Don't tell him the sad thing. Don't do it.
Just
Alia,
just
no,
order
we
your
just bullied that
coffee, order your
40-year-old man.
coffee,
Please don't.
Order your coffee.
You should really think about getting a job that makes you happy.
And he just like runs out.
We're monsters. We can never come back here.
Nuthera, why are you doing this?
And he comes back out like 2 minutes later. He says, "My manager said I gotta come back out and take your order. So what can I do for you?" We only get 30 seconds of crying time in the back.
What's your name?
Take like 15 minutes.
Soren.
To go, like, oh
Soren
my god,
what?
Soren.
It's Soren.
What's
Around
your-
the world?
Soren sad.
It's Thorn Thistledown. Okay, would you just order some coffee?
So terrible today.
I like
Yes,
how
dear.
Somebody
God.
take control,
Okay.
please.
Can I
I
just
like
get
how
can I just get a venti sugar-free caramel latte, please?
I think it's a type of fruit.
With a double shot, please. We get one chamomile tea. Rally, Alia, what do you want?
I want him to stop crying.
Okay.
Then order
we'll
your
get-
fucking drinks.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't do it. Riley starts crying.
Oh God.
I I'll do a soy chai tea latte with some cinnamon in it and a round of cake pops for everybody.
Including him,
That's a
please.
good idea.
Absolutely.
Can we get like a hot chocolate for this one, please, with like the cream on top? Grande.
Sure.
Could I have whatever's closest to a chocolate milk with just as much as you physically can in terms of
Just
whipped
ordered
cream?
you a hot chocolate.
Oh,
That's
did you?
literally what
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were pointing at. I'm partially blind in this eye.
Oh my god, that's all. Please, thank you. I'll pay. Just on card.
Okay. And like he begins to make the coffee order.
And
And
she goes into her purse and pulls out like as much cash as she can. And
Yeah,
puts it
Alia's
just
doing the
into
same
tip
thing.
jar.
Those crumpled like $20 bills.
and your drinks all come out a couple minutes later. He goes, "Here you go."
Okay.
First on the
Bye.
docket.
Maybe
As we
like
walk
a-
away, I'm just gonna turn to the others, just be like, okay, so first on the docket, after we save the city, can we come back and just like give this guy a better job or like help him or put him in therapy or something?
I think that,
Oh.
at this point, he's past the point where therapy can fix him.
Oh yeah. He's been in retail too long. There's no fixing that.
Have a great day.
Oh my god.
As
You
I
want a
was
job
saying,
at the rally point? It's better than wherever Moonbucks. I just feel bad.
No,
Um,
we're going.
so you
we can
all-
be.
You all leave
You're not
Um,
gonna-
with your coffee. Where do you all head next?
Okay.
Back to the rally point?
Probably back to the rally point because we've got to try and work out how to get suits partnered with these outfits.
And then we should also text Gilly, if we haven't already, to get the chandelier set.
Yeah. Lilac will probably give him a call.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So you all head back to the rally point. Lilac, do you want to make the call as you're going or once you're there?
Once we're there, because I want to find out from Rally's mum if she's managed to make any calls yet.
Okay. So you all get there, and you arrive at the rally point, and you come downstairs, and you see what they were working on is gone, and you see in front of you, you see there are two flowers that are pinned on, and then you see 3 of the wrist corsages instead. And Jonathan goes, "Well, I figured fitting your new suits under your dresses and your clothes would probably be difficult. So we made them collapsible and we put them in these. And so you,
Oh.
so for the boys, you'll have the little pinned flowers, and all you got to do is you just gotta hit it really hard, and it'll let the suit out. And it'll
How hard is hard?
just just smack it. And then for the girls, same thing. Very much, you're just gonna kind of press it, and the suits will appear from
Ooh.
there.
It's like that
Um,
cartoon.
What happens to the clothes that we're wearing?
They might get squished. It depends. At least for the gentlemen, it'll probably be easier. But for you all, it might, just go on underneath, and then you just got to take the dress off. We didn't really test it.
No, that's okay. Grace is gonna kill me.
We could all just wear pants.
We can try steaming.
She twitches. You see Grace somewhere in the city kind of twitch.
We feel her. Back of our necks.
Yes.
Goosebumps.
Always watching. Always watching.
Always watching you, Mike Wazowski.
Is Mrs. Wheeler there?
Yeah.
She is.
Mhm.
She's okay. She's gonna just wait while everyone's talking about the stuff.
So you all, they hand out the corsages and the lapels in the little boxes, and they go, "Here you go, here you go, here you go."
I'm gonna test it
Um,
right now.
You're gonna test it right now.
Mhm.
As you do it, your dad goes, "It's one.
It's one what?
It's one use.
Oh no!
It's one use.
Oh,
It's going to take us a while to get them back in it, so you might want to just wait
that
until you need it."
would have been something to explain during the briefing, not after you hand it to us.
Have you activated it, Rally?
Am I allowed to not?
It's up to you if you want to. If you want to take it back and be like, your hand was like here, ready to switch.
It's right here.
He's like, that's it. Rally, it's one use, kiddo. It's then we got to like stuff them back in. So like,
We live in a world of magic and dragons and
I am not magic, and neither a dragon. All right, kid. I put a super suit for you. I made in a day in a flower. How much more do you want?
I think you're pretty magical, Dad.
Say thank you.
Thanks. I think you're pretty magical, Dad.
You see like 2 extra gray hairs show up on his head.
I was being genuine.
Thank you, Mr. Wheeler, though. All of us
Of course.
appreciative.
Of course. We haven't been able to ascertain any of the crystal yet. I know Gilly was looking into it for us. But once we have some, if we have some, we'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give him a call then. Like we'll kind of step back from the group and stuff at that point.
Okay. You're gonna make your phone call to Gilly. And also, Nathira, you want to talk to Rally's mom?
Yeah, at some point when everyone, like when she sees Lilac just start to walk away, she'll be like, Mrs. Wheeler, I have a question for you, and try to like grab her hand and pull her into another room.
Okay. So we'll do these 2 interactions then. So Lilac, you call Gilly.
Mhm.
Yes, and as always, after 1 ring, he answers. He goes,
Mhm.
yes, Lilac.
Hey, Gilly, have you found anything out yet about the crystal, the prism?
Not quite yet. We're going to have them search through the rubble once again and also check the evidence that we took and
Okay.
see what we can find.
Fantastic. Do you think you could get a chandelier made that you think would be able to reflect beams of light in a prismatic way?
I can see what I can do. And when do you need the chandelier?
Prom?
All right. Okay. I will definitely see what I can do.
That would be really, really useful.
And also, where are we taking you all for dinner before prom? I have to make reservations.
You know, I hadn't even thought of that. You know, why don't you just surprise us, Gilly? You've always got great taste.
Of course.
Thanks, by the way, for everything.
What do you mean?
I don't know, with this whole thing, she's gonna kind of like turn her back to everyone and kind of huddle, like kind of clutch her phone a bit closer to her and hug her arm to her chest. With everything that's gone on without Dad, and I don't know, it's just, I guess I don't really tell you enough that I love you, and I appreciate having you.
You don't have to tell me. I know. I love you too, kiddo.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, chandelier reservation.
Yes.
I will see you later.
All right. Do you need anything
Bye.
else?
Oh, yeah. What? No,
You
I'm
no?
no, no. I'm okay.
You sure?
I don't know, but I think I'll be okay.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Love you, kiddo.
Love you too, Gilly. Bye.
All right.
Mhm.
And
kind of head back to the group after that.
Nathira, you pull Mrs. Wheeler once again into the surgery suite.
Yeah.
What is it, Nathira?
You're good at lying.
Yes.
So I need you, like, just a secret between us girls and stuff. So it's a one time. So I can change me. Like my body can become really dark, like shadows, and then like super bright, like the sun.
Yes.
And so what we call logistical questions. How can I help with the light stuff?
And you see she closes the surgery suite door. And she goes, you are perhaps the only one who can.
That's comforting.
You have the ability to turn into light. And you are probably the one who can have the greatest effect. But remember what we talked about. That if you do it in such a way, it may be the end of you.
So how do we make that end not be an end?
Well,
Because you said you could help with that stuff.
you'd have to time it perfectly.
I can wear a watch.
In a way that when it is time to do so,
Yeah.
you let it all go with no hesitation, no fear, no questioning about what you are going to do. You need to execute it perfectly. And if you can do that, you might have a chance.
This all sounds really great. Have you ever done anything without being scared?
Not necessarily.
That's
But-
not a no.
But when things were scary, I remembered the reasons I'm doing it, whatever that may be. And that was a light in the dark. So why would you do something like this?
To make sure. I mean, like, not like I want everyone to be safe, but also to make sure Rally and my dad were safe.
There you go. That's your light. So even if you're scared, you remember the reason why you're doing it and why you're scared.
Mm-hmm. How do I know when to do it?
I'm not quite sure on the details, but something is supposed to happen on Friday.
And what if we don't have the prism stuff yet?
We do. I don't know how to quite say in front of the rest of the group that you're the one to do it, and then that there's quite a lot of risk involved. And you see she pulls out a small metal briefcase. And she opens it. And there is a set of 5 glowing green crystals. And she goes, you have to be quite careful with this.
Okay.
These extensive time exposed to these
Mm-hmm.
can also make someone sick. So if you use it in a correct way and emulate the light that these emit, you should be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
So, like, they get put on my suit and I turn to light?
All you'll need to do is hold one of them when it's time.
Are we all going to be holding one?
You could, but you're the one who could really do something with it.
So,
The rest of them would be able to use it perhaps as a defensive measure.
so it's better if I use all 5.
When it comes down to it, it's just going to be whether you can unleash as much power as you need to. So whether it's 1, whether it's 5, that won't make much of a difference.
Okay. You're going to tell everyone about this conversation?
Do you want me to?
The I don't know if they know that I can turn into light. And if I don't do it, what happens?
If you don't do it, there's no other way to save them. Because he's coming. He will arrive.
Maybe we just don't tell them just yet.
All right. I will leave it to you.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah. Anything else?
No. I don't think so.
Oh. She's gonna smack her face a couple times, try to get some color back in. Do my freckles look okay?
They look fantastic. And Ethera, you are much stronger than you think. And you don't have to believe it, but I know my son does.
How will I just know when the time's right? Because I mean, I don't want to go.
You should know when it's time. It's, again, I don't know the details of what's going to happen, but there will come a moment, and you'll know. You're a smart girl.
Yeah, I totally did go on my test today.
Tests are just the ability to regurgitate knowledge that isn't really a measurement of actual learning.
Okay, well then I'm a lot smarter than I thought a couple hours ago. Okay. I feel like I need a burrito. This is a lot to take in.
All right.
It's fine. I don't have to think about it right now. Anyway, thank you so much. And she like goes to open up the door and takes a step out and then pokes her head back in and just goes, secret.
Secret.
Okay.
All right. So while that conversation was happening, was there anything anybody specific wants to do?
Rally has just been drawing feverishly in his book. Not necessarily summoning something, but laying the groundwork for something.
Got it. Alia, is there anything specific you want to do?
Yes, Alia is just absolutely going over and over the documents that she had gotten in the Obsidian Tower, but also you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You were looking away, so I wasn't sure if something.
Yes, I'm listening. I was pulling up your message from earlier, just in case.
You're good. But also just trying to understand everything from the test today about how to create a protection prism, everything about the history of these dragons, the action of like what it takes to preserve a body magically, everything. Just studying the fuck.
Okay. Give me 2d6 plus freak, please.
That is an 11.
So with your studying, you think that you might have a way with your studying and kind of just you've been around all of this technology and stuff your whole life and just kind of the kind of deep dive into this knowledge that you might be able to craft a device to protect you all from basically when the rest of the spark gets nullified. So you might be able to essentially create something like a one-off thing for each of you that could make it so that you all don't lose your powers when this goes off.
Okay. I'm gonna actually call Rally over because you're planning in your stuff, and I'm gonna work with you to try and plan out something that will work for this. With our powers combined.
Wonder Twigs.
I'm Heart. Oh, never mind. I was thinking Captain
we
Planet.
could Captain Planet. We could do Captain Planet. Too.
Nobody
Yeah.
wanted to be Mati.
Well, okay. So what I'm thinking is that it's possible when all of this happens, if we were to have a device, that would nullify it just for us, so we could keep our powers. But I need this specific stuff, and maybe you could draw it up, and we could figure it out together. I need something is missing, some power source.
I mean, I could probably help lay the base work for a lot of the tech stuff, but I don't know if I can create power sources.
No, we'd need an actual, physical component. It needs to be an actual material power source,
Like the crystal.
like the crystal.
We don't have one of those, but I can try to draw one. I'm going to try to draw one.
I don't think that'll work, but we
I
can
make a
try and
rock.
find something.
You make a rock that it's like those. It's like from those side of the road tourist trap crystals. Like it's not a real crystal. It's a painted rock, but it's there.
Pretty, right? I've been working on my my shading, so like in this part, it's
Well, it looks really nice and a good temporary thing that we can design around it until we get the actual power source.
sounds good.
Cool.
I'm gonna just start drawing the groundwork, like the actual tech part of it that isn't magical and needs a power source or anything.
I'm gonna get through the math that might be needed, or anything we might need to take into account, like biology wise, and we'll just working together on this.
So the two of you put your brains together, and you essentially create. It's almost like what's the best way to describe it? Like a
Base it off
large
the effigy belt.
almost. It's like these little golden medallions almost that you can have on you that are essentially you figured out the math behind the arcane runes you need to have on it, so that basically when it is active, it's able to actually work. So essentially you've almost inscribed like a shield spell onto this arcane disc. And then once you pair it with a power source, it's going to be able to almost catch and nullify the radiation when it hits you, to stop it from basically cleansing you of the spark and cleansing you of your powers.
Do we need just a power source, or does it have to specifically be the crystals? Because if we just need a super big power source, then maybe we could I could go around and look in my dad's garage or something and see if maybe he has a car battery or something.
Well, according to all of these calculations and everything I've looked into, the crystal really is the best way to go about it. I think it would be the most stable. We could try another power source, but I mean, I'm worried about what would happen because this literally connects to our anatomy and our blood to prevent the spark from,
That'd be pretty cool if we didn't die.
Yeah. So let's figure it out. Hey, everybody, we tried to work on this
We did a thing that is cool and will help us.
Great.
Go ahead, Lilac.
No, I think Lilac would come over at that, tucking her crystal into her pocket. And just be like, okay, show me what you got.
Okay, so it's taken some time, but going over the information that, we got from the tower, and also what we know from, just about shield and protection spells in general, we made this device. Rally, got all of the details and everything, and together we were able to figure out something that could prevent the nullification of the spark from affecting us. So we could continue to keep our powers, but we do need an actual power source because
Probably the crystal,
yeah,
because that's the one that we need for the radiation anyway. So any other power source would be ineffective in any way, shape, and form.
you're exactly
when
right.
When you say it like that, car battery doesn't sound like that good of an idea
We
anymore.
wanted to get okay. She's taking out her crystal and taking pictures of the sketches to send over to Gilly and being like, "Can you adapt this in, please?"
So at this point, Nathira, you would be coming out of the surgery suite.
Hey, Thera, we figured out how to do a thing.
Nice. What you guys figure out?
I think we
Good,
just
let
run
Alia
over everything
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
scramble
Do it
over
again.
everything.
We have our entire like PowerPoint presentation that I'm like actively drawing as it like shows up on the screen. There's like a nice like
I have
smiley
note
face, like, stick
cards.
figure, like
Explain everything.
There you
Nice.
go. So we're just waiting on the crystals now. So
should I maybe
Once we
aid in
figure
the
that
search? I
out.
could send out more of my little Carloses.
Gilly's going through, like, having teams sweep through all the rubble at the moment currently and going through what they found in evidence. So
So we just wait here then.
that's all we can do.
Yeah, hopefully we find it. If not, then who knows what will happen, but we will figure it out.
Kind of reminds me, I think we should, well, I guess bringing weapons to prom might not be a good idea, but we could bring gadgets. Because if we do lose our powers, then we'll have something to, like, fight the bad guys with. My dad has that big arcane fist thing. I was thinking, right, we punch somebody in the face with it, and it would hurt a lot.
You know, Rally, that's not your worst idea.
What was my worst idea?
It's really hard for me to name them.
Okay, yeah, all right.
But
Um,
I think
so many.
fist thing, Lilac, I think you'd be awesome at it. So maybe
Sure.
that go to you. And we definitely want to use your communication devices because it's important we all keep in touch with
Maintain
each other
communication.
and maintain communication. And I think that this time we should stick together.
Sticking together sounds like a good plan. I think we're strongest that way.
Nathan, you've been pretty quiet. You good?
You guys just haven't stopped talking for 1 second. You're kind of just all talking over each other, so there's no real moment to jump in. I've just been listening.
Sorry.
So
Glance really quickly at Mrs. Wheeler. Is she just standing there?
So you see, she walks over to Jonathan, and there is a flash of light over by the two of them, and you see Jonathan turns around with a small metal briefcase in his hands. He goes, "Well, looks like Gilly pulled through." As he opens it up,
Fantastic.
and it's a case with 4 green crystals in it.
Let's go.
Oh,
that's amazing. Oh,
wait,
my
we only
God.
have 4. What about Bluebird?
Well, we're
Is
not
he-
touching
yeah.
them. What are you? These are going in the chandelier. We're not touching any of these.
But these are for the individual.
These, no.
No, not supposed to
Do
touch
you not
it.
hear what they said? Again, terrestrial people who are holding these could die.
And
Or
we
put
can
them in the belt.
we can
or
we
the
can
thing.
we can adapt them. We can adapt something to your devices so that they work. We don't necessarily have to attach the crystals to the devices yourselves to shield yourselves.
Do you think that would shield us against the? But then how are we going to get the chandelier to work if we're using 4 of these?
Well, if the chandelier works, then everybody's null and void, and if they are more powerful than us in other ways, then
We
Are
will.
we gonna have to fight the football team?
Why would you have to fight?
Stop!
We will find a way to enhance these with the chandelier. We'll work with Gilly.
Perfect. Okay,
Find a
great.
way to enhance these. But we can at least adapt parts of these crystals to your discs so
Okay.
that shield you.
That shield us from the effect of having our powers nullified.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay.
Because you'll at least need a trace of them, almost like magnets. So with the shield spell in between, it'll kind of keep
Counteract
yourself safe. But there is only
Okay.
4. So we will have to figure that out.
that. Okay.
somebody
Yeah.
might have to give up their.
Is Bluebird in any condition to fight? We might have to just go with just us.
Yeah.
Blue
We could-
Blue's still fairly injured.
I could draw you a
Yeah.
mech suit, maybe. Would that might work? You could
I
pilot
could
it.
try and speed up time to heal you,
Let's-
but
I don't
No,
think we should do
let's-
that.
No.
I think maybe let him heal naturally. Okay, Blue?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good.
I think like Lilac will head over and kind of just murmur to him and say like, listen, Erevan, you'll still be there, and if we need help, you can still pull through.
Oh, I'm gonna be there. There's no way I'm not in this
Yeah,
fight.
of course, but
Yeah.
please be careful.
100%. You don't need to pierce the mask to know that he is lying through his teeth.
Mhm. Yeah. She's kind of gathered that, and so she'll give him a quick peck on the cheek and be like, I mean it.
Mhm.
I'm stronger than you. I'll beat your ass.
You know I'd like it, so it wouldn't work.
Mm.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. Keep it together. God damn it.
You're the one that's blushing.
Oh, shut up. She's like hand on his face, like pushed him back.
He lies back in the hospital bed.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
So Jonathan, Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler essentially take the medallions and the crystals, and they begin to work, and they say, we'll get these to you before prom, and yeah, just we'll keep our eyes out if anything happens in the next few days leading up to prom, and we'll go from there. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sounds like fun.
So, here's what we're gonna do now, gang. So we're gonna have little vignettes of the next day and a half
Mhm.
leading up to prom.
Mhm.
So, if there is anything specific you want to do or you want to happen leading up to prom, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Two things. One superhero, one not.
Okay, let's start with you, Rally.
The first one shouldn't take too long. I just want to go to my parents and
Yeah,
see
we're gonna
about-
kind of go round robin. So you tell me what you want to do.
Cool. I'm gonna go to my parents and see about getting crystal, or see if they have anything like extra that I can use.
So you
as
get
I
to
ask them.
you get up to them and they go, "What's up, Rally?"
So I asked about earlier, if you had any to spare, if I could have it.
We might need, since we only have 4, we might need them all. But what do you need it for?
I wanted to see if I could maybe make like a weapon or something, just something to maybe give us an edge. My other option was maybe try to make it into ink, turn it into like, try to imbue that into my constructs and stuff.
The problem with both of those options, and we can figure it out, but the problem with both of them is, number one, if you use it as a weapon, remember you're going to be using this against people.
I was thinking more of the big evil guy. I assumed he also uses spark, so we could just...
We don't know that. We don't know what is coming.
Oh.
As far as we know, the patron is some extraplanar being who eats spark, but we don't know if he operates off of it. So
It could be like my pancakes.
we can construct a weapon, but it you may end up hurting other people rather than just disarming them. And as far as the ink goes, if we try to figure out how to make it into ink, your ink, remember, is connected to your blood. And if we put this into your blood, it could make you sick. And
But would it work?
we don't know. Again, we are all in uncharted territory here. So we can try, but I don't know how confident we are in it succeeding.
Just want to give it a shot. Use it as a last resort if I have to.
We'll see what we can do. We've got to figure out the chandelier first, and we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And I know you've got another thing you want to do. Yeah.
Somebody else can go.
Yeah. We'll
next.
we'll round robin.
Yeah.
Alia, what do you do in the days leading to prom?
So I messaged you about something, and I know that it will not work without something. So I think Alia would spend a little bit of time with her mom, but mostly be just turning over and over again, trying to figure out how to help the team with this without using her powers.
Okay. Roll me 2d6 plus you pick.
Okay, I'll do 2d6 plus freak for a 10.
So the question of how do I help without using my powers runs in your mind again and again and again and again. And because maybe there's some fear associated with using your powers. Am I correct or am I wrong? And one day you're thinking about this, and Jackson kind of comes over and he, pokes you on the shoulder and goes, "What you think about?"
Well, I'm trying to prep something and I'm trying to help everybody, but I don't want to use my powers because I think that it's gonna hurt more than help.
Why?
Well, historically they have hurt a lot. And black holes aren't exactly, not weapons of mass destruction. They kind of actively are.
Well, why do you think it's historically not worked so well?
Well, I think I kind of did it on instinct mostly. And sometimes my instinct is so clouded and messy that I don't really know what I'm actually supposed to be doing.
Okay. Well, we know something's going to happen on prom, right?
Yes, we do.
And you want to help, right?
Yes, I do.
And you have black holes and gravity powers, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So which of the two are least harmful to, or the least uncontrollable?
Of my powers?
Yeah.
Gravity and I guess time too, but even that I'm worried about.
Yeah. Time could be iffy, but with the gravity, that's power you could help with a lot.
I don't want to be just that though. I want to actually, I don't know. If I can't use that, I want to help still.
Okay. So
I don't know. We haven't really worked as a team yet. You
Okay.
know about working as a team though. You're on the football team and the volleyball team and the track team and
right. Well, when a team isn't really working together or it's their first time working together, the thing that's the most important is having one person on the team that's the anchor. There needs to be a person that pulls everybody together and keeps them together. Even if we got a bunch of hotheads on the defensive line, they still need to protect, the wide receivers. So but there needs to be somebody that brings them together and keeps them together. So that's how you can help. Be the anchor.
you are pretty smart.
I'm not just a pretty jock. And he kind of strikes this superhero pose.
No, you are not just a pretty job. I don't think anybody could ever say that about you. Except for, maybe Lilac, but she's, sometimes first impressions are great for her.
Yeah, but she's growing on me, so.
Oh, before I go, you gotta try on this.
Oh. Yo, where did you get this?
Oh, Grace made it for us. She's really sweet, actually.
The designer?
The designer, yeah.
How much did you pay for this?
Well, that's
If I
the thing.
breathe on it, it decreases its value.
That's the thing. We don't really know because it's just kind of always paid for.
Ah, got it. All right. Well, so he kind of steps out of the room for a moment and comes back in, and he's all dressed to the nines in the suit and goes, "Well, how do I look?"
You look very handsome.
You're not even looking at me. How do you know?
I just know. I know. I think maybe, we should. It's bad luck to see you before prom in that. So.
Are we getting married? I think that's a marriage thing. Are you proposing to me right now?
No, I am not proposing.
I would say yes.
We are. I am 14 years old.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm 15. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know if that's but you're handsome. Thanks for your help.
And he like leans in and gives you a peck. So you have to look at him, and then he pulls away and he goes, "All right, well, I'll go change back into my sweatpants."
Gray sweatpants.
Yes, he's wearing gray sweatpants. And he goes and changes. Anything else you'd like to do?
While I am, bopping around at home, I do want to actually have a quick conversation with my mom regarding Prism and like anything that I can find out about my grandfather.
Okay. We're gonna circle back to you as I'm gonna continue.
That's totally fine.
Nithira, what is something you want to do leading up to prom?
She is gonna talk to her dad, just like making dinner with him one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, kiddo?
So you know about all of us having powers and stuff. And
oh yeah.
Did they tell you what's happening?
No.
They said they said something bad's gonna happen at prom. And
you need me to chaperone?
I'd really like it if you didn't.
If I didn't?
Yeah.
Why not, kiddo?
Because you could get hurt.
Oh, your dear old dad's stronger than he looks. Which, just the hat off really quick. Remember, your dad's memory hasn't been fixed yet. So he doesn't know that you know about him.
Oh, I thought if he knew that we had powers, he remembered everything.
He knows you have powers, but like that whole day there where he kind of revealed himself, just gone for him. But that knowledge that you have powers being shared amongst the parents is still there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, hat back on. Are you sure, kiddo? Your dear old dad's pretty tough. And he kind of starts doing one of these.
I believe you. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Please don't. It'll also be a little embarrassing.
Why would I embarrass you? I'd wear my best cat tie.
I believe it. But how does somebody not be scared when they have to make big decisions? Well, or like if I get into a fight like against a bad person and they might hurt me, how do I not be scared?
Well, kiddo, when you're doing something that's scary, You gotta try to figure out why you're scared. What are you scared of? Scared of failing? You're scared of what's in front of you? You're scared of the dark? What are you scared of?
What if one day I lost my powers?
Well, Nathira, for the past 14 years, you've been the best daughter a dad could ask for without powers. And you've been a best friend to Rally. And you've been the best dang pancake cook in the city for the past 14 years without powers. The powers are just an extension of you. They're not you. So whether you have them or you don't, doesn't change who you really are.
What if something was gonna put me in the hospital? Like if I got hurt too much in a fight?
And what are you asking? Like if it was scary, or what? What do you mean?
I don't know. Just what if I'm scared of that?
Well, kiddo, if you got these powers now, and
Mhm.
responsibility comes with those powers. And, with great power, I heard this once, comes great responsibility, but also great risk. And if you're putting yourself at risk and using your powers to do something right, then you remember that. And if you get hurt, I'll bring you soup and ice cream and your favorite flowers. And I'm terrified also for you. I'll be honest. And it's scary. But gosh dang it, Nathira, if anybody can do the right thing, it's gonna be you.
Thanks, Dad.
He brings you in for a big hug.
Can we watch our favorite show tonight?
Absolutely. You know what? I know we were gonna eat pasta, but how about I make pancakes instead?
That'd be great.
All right. Just chucks the pasta. And
I have more stuff, but we can come back around.
Yep, we'll circle back around. Lilac.
I think Lilac, one of the first things she wants to do is she wants to go back to her now fixed house.
Okay.
Mostly to take a bit of a look around because it's been a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And she wants to go to her father's study.
Okay.
And could she get onto his computer pretty easily?
You could try.
Cool. I have speed reading / speed learning. Can I use my powers to just try a bunch of passwords?
Roll me unleash your powers.
What's the 6? So that's it's 11 plus 3. So
14?
no, 11 plus 2. 11 plus 2, so
13. Yeah, you're able to just like Bruce Almighty, like fast finger typing, and then eventually ping, you figure out the password. It was yours and Alia's birthdays.
Oh. I think as soon as she realizes that, she's like, oh. It's probably so he didn't forget. But alright. I'd like to have a look at the emails he's received from the school. And who specifically invited him to be a chaperone at homecoming.
Okay, so you look at the emails specifically from the school, and most of them are unopened. Like pretty much all of them are unopened. PTA meetings, reminders to bring snacks, like all this stuff. It's all unopened, except for the one for homecoming at the top. And it was sent from the office of the school. Like basically the main office sent this letter to him asking him to be a chaperone.
Was it sent to just him or to any other recipients?
You see that it looks like it was sent to him, and the rest of the like recipients. There's like about like 200 other recipients on there.
Okay. If I scroll through his emails, can I find any other information potentially?
Let me look.
So I'm throwing you through notes back from.
You're fine. You're fine from episode 2. So you don't necessarily find anything like earth-shattering.
Mm-hmm.
But what you do come across is a bookmarked email. And as you click on it, it looks like he booked essentially like a daddy-daughter like outing session for 3 people. And it was bookmarked, and it was going to be happening the weekend after homecoming. And it looked like it was something that he had booked months in advance. And that is pretty much the only thing that you find of interest within his emails.
Ooh. I think at that, Lilac takes a moment to like pause, and I don't think she realizes she's crying until she's seeing like water hit the desktop. I think she quickly just kind of scrubs her face and then looks around the room, and seeing how empty the house is and how it's just his memorabilia. It's not even him in this room, it's Nova.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's gonna kind of just curl up on the desk chair and just have a big old cry.
Okay.
Because she misses her dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go now to Rally.
Damn, I gotta follow that.
You gotta follow that, Rally. What is the second thing you'd like to do?
I want to go visit Mabel.
Okay. So you go to her house, up in Excellus. And her dad answers the door, and he's this kind of like very like well kept looking like older gentleman. You know, he's very much looks like he has that politician look to him. And he goes, "Oh, hey there, Rally. How you doing, kiddo?"
I'm doing.
You here to see Mabel?
Yeah, is she here?
Yeah, I'll get her for you. And you see him kind of turn around and saunter into the house and go, "Mabel, you got company." And he kind of waves you in. He goes, "Come on, kid, come on in. She'll be right out. I got to take a call, but you kids have fun."
Thanks.
As he saunters out of the room, and Mabel kind of comes like almost a light jog around the corner, and she stops dead in her tracks when she sees you standing in the hallway, and she goes, "What are you doing here?"
I think by this point, Riley like takes out some pancakes. I don't know, something he's made, and he's just like, not pancakes, just like some food. I brought snacks.
You don't. I save your life. You don't come see me in the hospital, and then you show up here with snacks.
I'm resisting the urge to say yes because I'm hopefully going to find a better way to do this. If I just keep talking, eventually the idea will come to me.
Rally,
And
I could give. I don't care about the homecoming thing, about you going with Nthira instead of me. I thought you'd come see me in the hospital once.
I don't have an excuse. I don't know. A lot has happened since homecoming, And now, even though it's not theoretically, it's not been a whole lot of time. I just want to say I'm sorry.
Is there anything else?
Thank you for saving my life.
Yeah. It's what friends do.
Is that what we are?
I thought we were.
Friends don't have to hide their identities when they come to club meetings. They go to your birthday party when you ask.
Rally, I took antlers in the back for you and went to the hospital for you. And you want to equate that to birthday parties and to club meetings? I nearly died. Yeah, the social shit, who cares? But when it counted, I was there. And where were you?
Honestly, I think I was in a hell dimension. Probably around that time.
I hope.
No, okay? I don't know.
I hope you can be serious for once with Nefira, at least. She deserves it. Goodbye, Rally. And she turns on a heel and goes back to her room.
I think Rally's gonna leave I think like a letter. Just a better something that explains this better than Chris knows how, because Chris does not know how to do this.
Okay.
And hopefully that figures that. Hopefully that makes it better, because I don't know how to.
All right. So you leave a letter on the counter, and if you want to write it out, just shoot it over to me. Where do you go, Rally?
Probably back to that place, that quiet place, when he first went berserk.
Okay.
And he's just gonna go ham on this again. Try to recapture that feeling of just being something else.
Okay. Understood. All right. Alia. What are you getting up to?
I have to follow that.
You have to follow that.
This isn't gonna hit as hard as either of the two. Alia is going to do one quick thing and one thing that it might be a little bit longer. I'll let you decide which is which, Alec.
Okay.
First I'm gonna I'll head home. I haven't really just enjoyed being home in a while. And I wanna, I don't know, board game night with my mom.
Yeah. Absolutely. So your mom has got snacks. She's got your favorite drinks. She's got like appetizers and stuff, and like basically every board game that she could probably find, that they sell in stores in Excelis. She goes, "Okay, what do you want to play first?"
Oh, Mom, this is all so cool. We can just play like Phenopoly.
Phenopoly? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got the collector's edition here, and she pulls it out.
It's a lot of snacks.
Well, I've never had a game night before, so
That's okay.
And she sets down the board and starts setting it up and everything like that.
As we're kind of setting it up, just go, just because it's just been me and you doesn't mean, we're not a whole family.
And she kind of like pauses while she's setting up the board, and she looks up and she's like, I never thought we were anything but.
What was your dad like?
And she kind of like sits back and takes the top off of one of the beers and takes a long swig for a moment and sits it down, and she goes, if you can get past the ambition and the constant need to work, he was one of the most kind men, and of course the Doomsday Cult and all that stuff, but he was one of the most kind men. He was a great dad for a time.
Was he always part of it? Or did something happen?
He and my mom lost my brother. And when that happened, it changed everything.
Mm.
The two of them changed with the way they interact with each other, and they became solely obsessed with their plan.
Bring him back?
Yeah, that, or bait out the thing that took him. Because according to Dad, it was this thing that he defeated hundreds of years ago that came back and took his son as revenge.
What was it?
It they didn't tell me too much, but it went by the name of, which, not incredibly, dramatic here, but it called itself the Darkness, or Kesseles.
Kesseles, the darkness?
Kesseles was part of the Darkness, and my dad defeated it. My dad and my mom, your grandma and grandpa, defeated it alongside their friends, and then it came back, and it took your uncle, I suppose. And they became obsessed with finding it. And this whole thing is part of their plan to find it.
So that's all they really wanted then? Was to find Kesseles?
No. Find their son. Get him from Kesseles.
So my uncle's still in there somewhere?
I don't really know. I don't even know if... We never saw anything. When we were traveling through the stars, we never saw anything. It was just world after world.
You had Spark installed in you, right?
Yeah.
Did you have Prism in there too?
Prism?
It's something to stop it, but only a little.
No, I never knew about that. And I won't even make you roll for it. Your mom seems genuinely confused.
Okay, beautiful. Oh, well, I spent the last 48 straight hours just studying, so trying to figure something out with it.
Well, it sounds like it's a good solution. I mean, I don't really have access to mine anymore. My spark.
When did it leave?
This is gonna put a downer on game night. When your dad broke my heart. My power was based on rage and anger, and I should have been mad at him. I should have been furious with him, but I was just sad. And I haven't been able really to use them since. I'm hardier, but just I don't have that rage in me anymore.
Is there a dullness instead?
No, maybe at a time. But I have you. And I don't need to be angry anymore.
You know, Mom,
Hmm?
even though I know you guys don't have the best relationship, you remind me so much of Lilac.
She's a good kid. Even though she'll never let you know it. She's a sweetheart.
She's your kid.
I know.
Well, if it's family game night, then do you mind if I invite her?
I don't think she'll come.
Sometimes it's not about whether or not they'll come. It's about extending the invitation.
Okay.
Alia will go in the other room and give Lilac a call.
Lilac,
Uh-huh.
do you answer?
When would this be taking place? She's left
This is
the house.
You've left the house, so this is probably the next day. This is like Thursday night.
She would probably answer because it's Alia calling. So.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Okay. Is everything okay? Do you need help with something?
Yeah, everything's good. I know that this is a touchy subject for you and completely understandable. And I understand whatever you want to say, but I wanted to ask if you wanted to be in a family game night with me.
You and who?
Dia?
Does she want me there?
She always wants you here.
She has a funny way of showing it.
You know, you guys are way more similar than you know.
Yeah, well, I don't think it should be down to the kid to have to offer the invites.
You're right. It should.
Dad had a thing booked for us, you know. I saw it on his email.
What,
This
like, had to go to...
father-daughter thing booked for the three of us for the weekend after homecoming.
Was it on Gilly's email?
No, it was his. He booked it. Sure, I'll come.
We have plenty of snacks. And, you know, maybe we could have like one of those cheesy sleepover nights like we used to where we'd make a, tent pillow fort out of all the dining chairs, throw blankets over it. Say we were outside.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I'll meet you over there. Okay.
Take your time.
I will. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Nathira, what do you want to do Thursday night?
Actually, all the stuff I wanted to do, the second thing was the same night.
Okay, we can do the same night.
She knows that her dad always falls asleep whenever they would have like movie nights and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. So the two of you watch TV, and maybe like 20 minutes into that first episode,
She's like cuddled up under his arm. She's gonna try to access his brain.
Okay.
And she's trying to figure out if if he had a thought to himself during their conversation, if he's planning on coming to prom. Like if he thought, well, with this, like with her being all weird about this, like maybe I'll just show up.
So what you see is the thoughts he had when you were having that conversation with him is he was having an internal fight with himself, because he encouraged your mom to an extent, but then also that you see this kind of this thought where the two of them got into a fight because she wanted to help, she wanted to be there for people, and he wanted her safe, and they got into an argument over it. And so you see that thought kind of come by, but then you see it almost relax as the thought of, I need to trust Nathira, that I love her and I care for her and I want to be there for her, but I need to believe in her. She needs me to believe in her and trust her that she can do this, because I do. And so the thought of him being there, like he wants to be, but he wants to show you that he believes in you and he trusts you so much more than he does want to be overprotective.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can't always be there.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna, like, with that, leave his mind and do the normal thing where she tucks him into bed. Or tucks him into the couch.
Yes.
And then when she goes upstairs and changes into her pajamas that night, she's gonna write a little note to her dad. I'm not gonna say what's in it right now. I'll probably send it to you later, but a note on if I don't come home from prom.
Okay.
The only thing that she finished, like, she writes the note, and then she sees this, like, little, it's a hardcover comic that Rally had gotten her for, like, their 6th grade graduation, when they thought they were, like, big kids and they're going to, like, junior high school. And he got her this, like, really cool, well, I say got it, he kind of, like, swiped it and then got caught later on, but tried swiping it from the Rally play, thinking his dad would have noticed one piece of merchandise missing. And she sees it, and she also writes a note for Rally. And she folds his letter up and looks down at the letter she had written for her dad. She was placing the letter for her dad in the shoebox.
Okay.
In the far back of the closet. And at the bottom, you see that it says, "Tell Rally there's something left for him in the book." Or in the book he got me for 6th grade graduation. And she puts his letter back there, closes it, and puts Rally's letter in the hardcover book. And you can see that nobody else would see the significance, but she has taken all the flowers that Rally has given her as long as she can remember, and they're in between each page of the book. She's like pressed them in over the years. She puts Rally's note in there and then heads to sleep.
Okay. Lilac, you head to the game night. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you arrive at the game night and you see Alia and Dia there, and the Dia opens the door when you knock. And she goes, "Hey."
Hey.
And without another word, she pulls you in for a hug.
I think Lilac is stiff at first, like very rigid, just for a moment, and then that same welling of just ache and miss and that longing kind of come back from the night before, and she just wraps her arms around Dia almost too tightly, forgetting her own strength, as she starts crying, just in the doorway holding her.
And she's brushing your hair and she says, "I miss him too."
I don't just miss him. I missed you a lot. But you left. And I didn't know why, and I didn't know if it was my fault.
Oh, honey, it wasn't your fault. It was never your fault. And I'm sorry that I left. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. But I'm not going anywhere anymore.
Okay. I think Lilac doesn't say anything more than that. She just kind of just buries her face in. And just remains there. I think she would probably remain there for like a solid 5 minutes, not breaking that hold, until she kind of sniffles and pulls herself back and try and does that thing where she just rearranges her face, and tries to collect herself again, even though she's sniffing. And she's like, "Are you okay if I stay around the night with Alia and you?"
You can stay as long as you want.
Okay.
And
Thanks.
she takes you by the hand and leads you to the table to sit with Alia, and like the three of you share snacks and drinks, and you play games, and eventually all three of you are laughing hysterically at something that happens in the game, and the three of you stay up way later than you probably need to. And eventually Dia kind of wipes her eyes and she goes, "Well, girls, I think I'm gonna head to bed. All right?"
All right.
And she comes up to each of you and gives you each a kiss on the forehead, and a little squeeze. She goes, I'll make breakfast in the morning. All right? You got a big day tomorrow."
Yeah, we do.
And you're gonna
Thanks,
be
Mom.
great.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, she was just gonna kind of mumble back, "Night, Mom."
And she turns around and comes back and gives you both another hug, another kiss. And then heads to bed. And it's the two of you.
Lilac will probably look over at Alia as soon as that's happened. She's like, "Don't look at me like that.
I'm not looking at you like any of that.
Your smile is so big, it's actually painful to look at."
I'm not smiling. I don't know
How
what
do
you're
your cheeks
talking
even
about.
do that? How do your cheeks even do that? It actually looks like it's
We have
painful.
the same cheeks, so.
That's a lie. Mine come in.
I mean, once I once I get
You
older,
don't
they'll
need to
come
lose
in.
anything. No, you've got cute squidgy cheeks. They're like cute for like pinching like this, and she's gonna like pinch her cheeks.
That you are very strong. You know that.
I'm sorry. Actually, no, that is actually my fault. I forget that. That is actually something I really have been forgetting. I've chipped like 3 nails.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's honestly still painful.
Ouch. How many times have you had to go back to Emma this week?
Embarrassingly loads. She thinks that I've started working.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my goodness. She must be so proud of you.
I don't know if that's it. I
She must be
feel like
annoyed
pride when
then.
she's talking about it.
Well, they look great. She's doing a great job.
Yeah, she always does.
Yes.
Yeah. So you and Jackson, huh?
Yeah. He's really nice. I think you'd like him. I mean, you do like him, but like, you know.
I don't actually really know him that well. I won't lie, I kind of pegged him as a bit stupid, so I didn't really pay much attention to him.
No, I understand why. But he's a lot smarter than I think anybody gives him credit for. A lot more than the pretty jock.
I was impressed by the druid stuff. That's not easy. So, you know, I'm glad. I'm glad someone's taken an interest in the things that you take an interest in. So,
Speaking of people taking interest.
no. No, I know where this is going. I know
How do you know where this is going? Anybody could take interest in anything.
Because it's where it always goes whenever it's you, Nethera, Rally, whenever this conversation comes up, I know exactly where it's going. Yes, me and Bluebird are doing fine. Erevan. This nickname has become too much. I genuinely believe that Rally doesn't even know what his real name is.
You're probably right about that, but his mind's a little bit clouded with Nethera right now. So.
His mind is clouded with everything and anything at the moment. Nethera just overturns all of his judgment.
I won't ask you about him then.
No, it's fine. We're doing fine. He's sweet and very charming.
I'm glad that you guys, I don't know, found each other. It's nice to see you having somebody that you want to take care of instead of feel like you have to.
I don't know if it was Bluebird that did that. You don't tell any of the others that I said this, but you guys have kind of grown on me a lot.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm sure. You've ruined my social reputation. I'm now a pariah.
A pariah is a little
everything
bit
I've
intense.
worked for has been ruined by you guys. And I think at that, Lilac's just gonna kind of head straight towards like the pillows and stuff and be like, right, are we building this fort or what?
Yes, we will.
Yeah, and I think like she'll kind of end of the night by trying to get her to build this fort with her where they can crash.
Hopefully you can get on the top of this pyramid, if not the social one.
Yeah, just watch, I will. I'm an expert.
The two of you giggle and laugh late into the night, making your pillow fort, and pillow and blanket fort, and eventually fall asleep. Rally, my guy. Is there anything the Thursday before prom that you want to do?
He, other than maybe seeing Nethera later on, he's gonna spend the majority of the day pushing himself. He wants, I think at this point he's trying to get that berserk nature to it again. I think at this point he's kind of thrown his own personal safety to the wind at this point.
Okay. So you're in the training room, and you give me an unleash your powers.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's actually really good. Fuck. 14? 14. 11 plus 3, 14.
So I made you roll not necessarily for what you can do, but for what you understand from this type of training. So as you begin to push yourself, and then you're pushing and you're using that rage, and you're going and going, you see the more you use rage, the less effective your powers become. And that they don't even become more powerful. And what you understand is because your power is your creativity and your wit and your art. And when you use it through rage, it just, you can't create constructs, you can't use strikes. It's not the way. And when you try it one last time, you like God, and you like slam it down one last time, and the ink kind of splatters. And then that lesson with Gilly all those weeks ago comes back to you. The lesson of not fighting for rage, not fighting to hurt, to kill, but to protect. And the reason you're fighting and the reason you want to be stronger comes back to you. And her voice rings in your head. And the smell of her hair. And that goofy sound of her voice. Like all of those things come back to you, that is why you're doing this. And that warmth that brings to you, you see the ink that you just splattered on the ground forms a sunflower. And it settles in you that you can't do this through rage. You need to do it through love.
He's going to pick up the flower, just kind of look at it. All of that goes through his head, but as much as he tries to focus in on it, I think every so often he just sees the hurt on Mabel's face. And I think in Rally's mind, he doesn't really understand what he did wrong. He understands that not seeing her was wrong, but he doesn't understand anything else about it. I think for Rally, this is all very surface level, and as much as he tries to understand people, being able to read them on a page is a lot easier for him. Mm-hmm. So I think as he takes that flower and I guess continues practicing, he's just I don't know. I think he just continues practicing. Tries to figure out some way to make things right. But ultimately, I think his training becomes a little more intense than it needs to be. He creates ink clones to beat him down. And in some cases, he just takes the hits.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do Thursday night?
He... I don't know if he's in any state to go see an Aethera, so he might just... I think he's gonna go for like a flight. He's gonna use his powers to summon wings, and he's just gonna try to get above everything.
Okay. All right. You go for this flight, and you end up at the top of the school, and you see a familiar shape sitting on top of the school, Having a
Sterling,
cigarette.
I'll kill you. Anyway, what?
Having a cigarette. Having a cigarette.
Oh,
You see, Blue is on top of the school having a cigarette.
of all the rooftops. Do you like? Oh yeah, I guess your house kind of got destroyed.
Kind of homeless.
Do you
Unless
need
I'm
a
at
place
Valley
to?
Point.
I was gonna say, do you need a place to stay? You don't have to be on this roof.
No, I needed time to think.
You too.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's the big day.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
What's on your mind?
Do you understand people, Bluebird?
I don't really see a point in it, honestly. I just try to do right by myself, and if they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah, in hindsight, maybe I should have texted Gilly about this.
About what?
So you know, Homecoming, that big fight.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was about to get gored by a deer or something like that.
Mhm.
And Mabel jumped in front of me and saved my life. And I don't know if I was just forgetful or if everything got complicated and I thought there'd be time, but I didn't visit her in the hospital.
Shit.
Yeah.
And
I don't-
she's pissed at you about it?
That's one word for it. I don't get people. I haven't since I was young. And as I get older, people keep relying on me for things, and I don't know how to help them. And I don't know how to help myself. So I feel like nothing. When the antlers were coming, I don't know if I could have taken the hit, but part of me wanted to.
Yeah, I get that. Let me ask you a question. Do you find yourself wanting to protect people? Or like you said, be enough? What does that mean?
I have 4 older brothers.
Mhm.
And as much as my parents like to tell me that I'm great, that I'm cool, that they never tell me I'm cool, but they tell me that they love me, I can't help but feel that after the 3rd kid, they just kind of they got complacent, I guess. Their expectations of me are much lower than my older brothers. You see, there's people like Alia or Lilac who get born into families and situations that they never asked for. And I think at this point, Rally starts kind of welling up a bit as he says, I think I was born into a family and a situation that didn't ask for me. I want to be a hero because it's the only thing I understand. Good guys and bad guys. There's a fight. Good usually wins. At least, I don't know. Sometimes it gets complicated. Sometimes there's like an entire other story arc, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. You asked me if I want to protect people, but I only really want to protect some people. I don't think I'm meant to be a hero, Bluebird.
Rally, ain't nobody meant for anything. Destiny, fate, all that is bullshit. All right? You may not have supposed to be here, but you are here. And I don't know you all that well, dude. You know, I've gotten to know each other the last couple weeks, but like I've seen you bend over backwards, put yourself at risk for that girl. And you may only want to protect some people, but that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to be the superhero protecting everybody all the time. What makes you, you, is how much you care about the people you love, dude. And you don't need more than that. You give a shit about Nethera, so give a shit about Nethera. You care about comic books, you care about this, you care about that, then care about it. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. You're a good person, whether you think it or not. Do you make mistakes? Yes, we all fucking make mistakes. Dude, I've been held back twice. Okay? Like I have fucked up more than most people. But what matters is that you pick yourself up and you fucking keep going. Because you got people dependent on you. Cigarette?
Just puts it in his mouth and just doesn't light it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't
you
really
look
see the
you look
appeal of
cool.
these.
You look cool.
I don't really see the appeal of these. You just like you kind of like taps it.
Oh, hold on. Hold it in your mouth. And now inhale as he lights it. And yeah, there it is. There it is. That's all right. You looked cool for a second. For like a second.
Just one more thing. I don't understand, I guess.
Nothing wrong with not understanding.
I don't really want to waste this. I only took the one thing.
Here,
is there like a
just
yeah,
give
here,
it. Just give
yeah,
it.
you're gonna have this back.
And he's got two now. And he turns to you and he goes, tomorrow, remember the reason you fight, all right?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I don't know. I still feel as though I should make amends. I just don't know how.
You make amends when you feel ready. And if they take it or not, they take it or not. But you put it out there on the table, and that's all you can do from there.
So, got any plans after prom?
I hope so. I hope we all got plans after prom. I hope we kick the ass of whatever the fuck is coming. I hope we get to have a great time. And then whatever happens, happens, man.
Whatever happens, happens.
Damn right.
I still think you should join the Super Duper Club. I still think that'd be a pretty cool name for the team, but some of these people want to do Heroes of Bastion. I think Super Duper Club is pretty great.
Super Duper Club kind of reveals our identities, though.
That's what people.
But I mean,
keep saying.
everybody's gonna
spell it differently.
Maybe. We'll put it to a vote after prom. How about that?
Sounds good. Maybe we can all meet at the rally point, watch a movie or something.
Fuck yeah. All right, I'm a hobble my way home.
I can try to help with that. Can I draw Bluebird like mechanized legs or something? Just like an Iron Man suit to fly him home, or to my house, I guess.
It's like a big kite. You kind of
I'll
like,
take
and
a
you
big
tow,
kite.
you tow him along the way.
Everything good back there?
Shut up, as he's holding on to the
I take a
glider.
picture.
I'll fucking kill you. As you all, as the two of you head home. And Nathira, any final things for you?
I'm just gonna say none of it happened because she only would have wanted to hang out with Rally, so she probably just texted him at night.
Okay.
But I'm guessing he didn't see it since he was with Bluebird. I don't know.
I mean, if you want to do it, I'll like, this is when we get home, maybe. I did all that training shit during the day.
If the two of you want to.
Sure.
Did you get home?
I will say yes. We got home in one piece. I put Bluebird to bed, gave him a glass of milk. He tried to kill me.
And you just see you see on your crystal, I'm waiting for you on line 2.
Roger, as I go up to my room.
And you just see her eyes like over the windowsill with the can in hand.
Take the can and just look into her window. Just at the two eyes as I just kind of whisper. I think the effect kind of gets lost if I can see you. It's supposed to sort of be like a communication line, like
She
secret.
just drops.
Are you all right? I heard a thud.
I think I hit my head. But it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. As he starts like ducking down and just like puts his back against the window or the wall that the window is on.
Are you gonna be okay if things don't go well tomorrow?
How do you mean okay? And what do you mean by things not go well?
Your mom said that my head's pretty far along.
Is there anything we can do? Maybe if we use the radiation thing, we take the spark out and then it'll stop.
Yeah, maybe that could work. If there is a way I could help and save a lot of people, but it meant that I might be in bad danger, you let me do it, right?
I think there's like a solid hesitation as it's just kind of quiet for a bit, punctuated by the sounds of night. Honestly, Nathira, I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Why are you planning to do something?
Just preparing for every possibility, I guess. My nosebleeds have been getting worse, and I know our fight's gonna be bad tomorrow. But like, I'm not trying to.
I know. It's funny you kind of bring this all up because I just got home. I was with Bluebird on the roof at school.
Oh.
It's really
Oh.
quiet there. This wasn't like a romantic thing. It might have been romantic for Bluebird. I don't know. He was saying some really interesting things, but
He is older. He knows a lot more than we do.
I should have asked him about final blows.
Maybe
time.
next time.
maybe next time. Could do it at prom or after prom. That wasn't. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but nope, I lost it.
That's fine. We need to go to sleep anyways and get ready for the big day tomorrow. I just.
Oh, now I remember. I was gonna tell you. Actually, it was kind of the same thing. I have an idea. It's a pretty shitty idea, but might end with me being really hurt. And I was gonna tell you to get clear, honestly. If things get bad, I was gonna tell you to run.
What are you thinking about doing?
What are you thinking about doing?
I didn't say I was thinking about doing anything, Rally. You were just talking about what you're thinking about doing.
Shit. See, this is why I didn't want to be a spy. I wanted to be a superhero. I'm not very good at that either. But
Rally.
I don't know. I thought that maybe I could push my powers to their limits, and maybe that'd give me enough strength to save everybody. But my parents told me that if I were to push myself beyond my limits, I might die. I also had another idea with the crystal where I was going to turn that into ink, but then they were like, oh, your ink is part of your blood. That'll probably kill you. But then I was like, probably. So there's a possibility of it working. And then they were like, we don't know. We're in uncharted territory.
Rally, I'm the only one who can mess with the crystals.
I just meant turn it into ink. I'm not trying to emit light. I'm just trying to get that extra power boost.
You're not listening to me. You're doing that thing where you get nervous and you talk too much about things that aren't part of the conversation anymore. I can turn myself into light.
What?
I can turn myself into light.
So you could do the thing that they were talking about?
That's what me and your mom were talking about in the room. I told her not to tell anyone I wasn't. I have a shot. She said I could time it right. But if you get in the way, then it's all for nothing. And I might lose my shot at being okay. So I just need you to trust me tomorrow. I mean, obviously trust everyone. But I really need you to trust me. She's now like peeking up over the thing.
You can't see him. I think he's still. You could probably see like the smoke.
It's fine.
Of
You
his
just
hair, like,
you
peeking
feel
over the window.
you feel the string like pull a little bit as she's pulling herself up.
I have trusted you every single day since the day we met, and I'm not going to stop now. I don't want to lose you. If it means the city, I don't really know what their end goal is. I think they're like, they summon their guy. If he fucks off to a different city, like, maybe it'll be fine. But if it means losing the city, I don't. What I did in that weird void space, I'd do it 10 more times, 100 more times if it just meant you being okay. Just
let me try to do the big move this time, yeah? I can come back from something. I don't know if you can.
I did once. It was in that weird nightmare dimension.
Well, only means that you're less likely to do it twice. So, back to. And you hear like a big yawn on the other line.
Yeah.
I should go to bed.
Yeah. Have a big day tomorrow.
I love you.
I love you too. Everything will be
Over and
fine.
out.
Over and out.
And the camera pulls away from Rally and Nithira after the over and out. And the next day comes. And it is a whirlwind of the day for all of you. As all of the girls, you all get together and you're getting ready and getting into your dresses and getting your hair and your makeup done and everything you need to do. You get your wrist corsages on that have your super suits in them. And Nithira, when you put yours on, you see on yours, hidden amongst the flowers, is a small green crystal. Hidden amongst the petals that you can barely notice. All of the shielding devices are given to each one of you. So you all have one except for Blue. Blue does not have one. And then all the guys, so Rally, Jackson, and Blue, you all get together. All you guys are just kind of awkwardly getting your suits on, getting all together. And Gilly picks the guys up, and everybody gets into the limo and then takes you to get the girls. And all of you get together. You have your first looks at one another. It's this warm... You all forget for that 20 minutes of pictures and joking around and, complimenting each other and laughing. You forget. And it comes back just a little bit as you get into the car, as, it's quiet for a moment. And the Arkan School Prom is a citywide event. Dress and suit shops have empty shelves. Flower shops have been turning out bouquets and corsages nonstop for the entire week. And that night, every restaurant in the town is filled with teenagers, including yourselves. And Gilly picked out this very small, very quiet, but very warm restaurant for you all to have some of the best food you've ever had. You're all laughing and joking together, telling stories, and eventually devolves into a food fight. And your parents are all fawning after you as you're leaving the restaurant for one more picture, just one more picture. And the limo takes you to the school. And the crystalline domes of the school shimmer as if someone painted the night sky on a cloudless night on them. A gorgeous red carpet is rolled out at the front entrance. There's floating crystal prisms that have dancing lights cast upon them, so it's constantly lighting the entire place. The massive double doors sit open, welcoming the hundreds of students to a night they'll never forget. The decorations inside are akin to the grandest ballrooms in the golden age of Barovia. Massive pillars decorated with gold filigree surround a marble shining dance floor. That it's enchanted so it casts all sorts of colors as students dance away on it. The grandiose red fabric hangs in between the pillars and upon the walls. The lighting is focused on a grand chandelier in the middle. And the lighting and the fog effects from the band create this ethereal effect that one would believe they may be wandering through the Feywilds. And the sweet music of the band swells as you all walk in, and you glance around at each other, sharing smiles, laughs, blushes. And in that moment, as you walk in, you all knew that tonight, after tonight, your lives will never be the same. For better or for worse. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Okay.
No final credits.
You okay?
I'm crying.
No.
Oh.
It's gonna be horrible.
End credit scene. We're having a lot of fun at prom, and nothing is wrong ever, and we're just chilling.
Thank you.
Rally's
all.
definitely showing the photo of Bluebird on the fucking paraglider.
Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of Heroes of Bastion. Next time you see us, it will be finale time. So I have been your
No, it won't.
game master, Alec the Bard. Thank you so much to Relentless as Lilac.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Hama Samakun as Rally. Thank you so much to D&D Imposter as Nithira. And thank you so much to Caminator, the animator, as Alia. We will see you all at prom.
Oh god.
Have a good night, everyone.